You know, before today, I had never held one of these in my hand, and I always thought that this was one of the coolest and downright most awesome pieces of gaming hardware to release in like the last 10 years. And the fact that this can now be used with cloud gaming thanks to Google Stadia, I think makes it even more awesome. So let's talk about it.
Are you listening?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant, and for today's show, as you probably guessed, we are talking about accessibility, and quite possibly the biggest leap for gaming accessibility in the last 10 years has been the Xbox Adaptive Controller. And while technically this controller was designed for Xbox consoles, using Stadia's Tandem mode, this controller can now be used for the cloud via Google Stadia. Now, in order to properly explain Tandem mode, we need to break down how the Stadia controller works. In many ways, the Stadia controller is the video game industry's first smart controller. The Stadia controller connects directly to your Wi-Fi and allows it to communicate directly to Stadia servers, which then communicate to the tablets, phones, Chromecasts, or whatever screen you are using to play video games. And because Google Stadia works best with their smart controller, if you want to use your PlayStation or Xbox controller on any of these devices, the best way to do it is Tandem mode. Now, it's definitely worth noting that technically you can use Bluetooth or connect your controller via USB, but in my experience, using the Stadia controller connected to the Wi-Fi is hands down the best way to play Google Stadia. Now, as we mentioned, Stadia's Tandem mode also works with the Xbox Adaptive Controller. And to do so, all we have to do is connect our Stadia controller to the Wi-Fi, connect one end of a USB-C cable to the Stadia controller, and connect the other end to the Xbox Adaptive Controller, and you will be able to connect that adaptive controller to the Wi-Fi and play games on Stadia. And if you don't own a Google Stadia controller, don't worry. Recently, Stadia added a brand new feature called Bridge Mode, which allows players to turn your phone into a Stadia controller. And similar to Tandem Mode, you can simply connect your Xbox Adaptive Controller to your phone via a USB-C cable, and you will be essentially connected the same way as Tandem Mode and be able to play games on Stadia. And you know, I say this a lot, but I think that this is a big win for Stadia, and they should be talking about this way more. I mean, not only do features like Bridge Mode and Tandem mode allow players to use whatever controller they want, but from an accessibility standpoint, if cloud gamers are able to use the Xbox Adaptive Controller while playing games on whatever devices they own, I mean, that's just awesome, especially for the over 46 million disabled gamers in the United States. I mean, the more accessible that we can make gaming in general is not just a win for Google Stadia, but it's also a win for everyone. And I, for one, I think that's pretty awesome. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, which who wouldn't, hit the subscribe button right there. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Maybe even consider becoming a Nerf Report best friend, just like the people listed down below did. In fact, don't you want to see your name there? I know I do.